You just got yourself the game Sons of the Forest and are ready to play for the first time? Here are 12 important tips to survive your first day and avoid getting in the same situation I am now. From the beginning, the game instructs you to press the I key to access your inventory. In this inventory, you can select any item you want to use or craft new ones. However, coming back to the inventory anytime you want to switch items can become tedious with time. Did you know there was another feature to quick select items when maintaining the I key pressed? This will display your backpack with a selection of a few items you chose for quick access. You can then click on any of those items to switch. To change the quick access item, you just need to go to your inventory and select the backpack. Then, you can just switch between the items you want inside. Please note that since the second hotfix on the 1st of March 2023, you can now also buy numerical hotkeys to quickly switch between items. The crafting book can be a little overwhelming at the beginning. The reason for this is the default modes, which mainly shows what I call the free crafting structures. Pressing the X key allows you to change the mode to the pre-built structures, which can be easier for the beginners. While some of the structures require a lot of materials, it can be a good help at first when you don't know where to start. Be sure to make full use of those two modes. When you start your playthrough, you will soon realize you won't be able to sleep or save the game. To do so, you will need to build a shelter. Any kind of shelter works, and some are more expensive and difficult to build than others. The easiest one is the tent, which you can build with a tarp and a stick. It has a slight advantage as it seems to be the only one which shows on your GPS by default. Make sure to start by building a shelter. Even without any friend playing the game, you don't have to completely play by yourself. Kelvin is an injured colleague from the same chopper, which can be rescued when starting the story. It's a nice addition to the game, especially when playing solo, and I highly recommend making full use of him. He can basically take care of a lot of unfun tasks for you. He's a bit slower for sure, but still, it's a big help. You can for example ask him to follow you, gather resources, finish building structures, bring fishes, etc. etc. Food is for the moment quite abundant in the game, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't make some provisions from the start. Actually, it's easy to get distracted when starting and forget about managing your basic needs. Being hungry has negative impacts on your character's stamina levels, which can put you in trouble. There are many types of food available, such as animals, fishes, berries, and industrial food. Make provisions early. The game mechanics for food gathering and cooking can be confusing at start, so please keep in mind that a short press on the E key will gather food while a long press will consume it. To cook, come close to the fire and press E. It will display your food inventory from which you can select what to put in the fire. There is no weight limit mechanics in the forest, so you should pick up anything you can. Each type of item have their own inventory location with a max allowed quantity with no disadvantage whatsoever in filling the inventory. You never know what you will need later on depending on your situation, so be greedy and pick everything up. Spears are super useful for 3 reasons. First, you can store more than one. Second, it's the only weapon that can be thrown to a target. Third, it has a better range than the starter axe. Spears are easy to make and super effective against fast enemies who tend to dodge a lot. You can also take less hits as you attack from further away. The club is also really good at first as it has quite a strong parry and will knock some enemies off balance, allowing you to land more hits. You will need ropes to craft it though. The bow is the easiest actual long-range weapon you can get. Having it will make hunting more efficient, and you can kill enemies faster if you can land consistent headshots. The bow requires a rope to be crafted though, and you will need feathers for the arrows. Feathers can be collected from birds, and I recommend using a spear to hunt them at first. Getting more feathers will become child's play once you get the bow. The forest allows you to craft many weapons, tools, and consumables, but sometimes you don't take the time to make full use of them. The crafting system is a bit easier than the previous game, as hovering over the gear in the inventory shows you all the possible crafts for any components on the crafting table. Try them all and get familiar with their usage. who knows, it might get you out of a clutch situation later on. You should not have to worry about encounters with very strong opponents from the start, but remember, you won't really be well geared at the beginning. Especially avoid conflicts with the more evolved enemy types until you craft better weapons or they'll make you regret it. It's possible to craft different types of armors in the game with each their own efficiency. Equipped armors are shown as a dashed half circle on the lower right corner of your screen near your health. The dash's color shows the type of armor quality. They can be made from things like leaves, leather, bones, etc. The more complex, the stronger. I find the bone armor one of the most convenient as you can burn enemy bodies to gather bones. Let's finish with a tip about the GPS. Did you know you can cycle zoom in and out on the map by clicking on the mouse wheel? There are roughly 3 or 4 levels of zoom, so use the most adapted to your current situation. You can't put any marker on the map, but you can collect GPS trackers which have the same usage. You just have a few of them, so use them well. And that's it for my list of tips for beginners. I hope it was useful to you, so leave a like and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Peace!